What's going on, everybody? Bandit here. Welcome back to some more Wolf Tales. Just a quick recap. So in the first episode, we met Mirari, who is this character right here on the screen. She got stuck out in the really bad snowstorm and broke into my cabin in order to try to warm up. And we found her unconscious and half dead. So we warmed her up, dried her off, and we made some food, and we're about to eat some food, I believe. So let's get started. Anyway, Mirari. Yes, Bandit? I think it's ready now. Huh? I glanced down at our food. The noodles have begun to expand after absorbing some of the water, and the steam rising from the bowls has lessened considerably. If we're going to eat our fill, now is the time. Oh, yes, of course. Mariah picks up her fork and takes another look at the bowl. She raises her fork out of the bowl and licks the water off of it, as though she was trying to eat soup with a fork. After watching Mirari do this a couple times, I interrupt her. You can drink the water last, after you've eaten all the noodles. Just watch me and do what I do. Under Mirari's watchful gaze, I pick up my fork. After pushing it into the clump of noodles and turning the fork a few times, I raise my fork to my mouth, take a big mouthful, and happily begin to chew the warm, filling noodles. I see. The food is submerged, and the water is too hot to touch. So you use a tool to bring the food to your mouth. Okay, I guess that's pretty much. Now, why don't you give it a try? Me? Of course, that's why you're watching me, remember? Don't worry, it's dead simple. Just get some noodles on the end of the fork and bring it to your mouth. Oh, okay. I'll give it a try. Mirari nervously picks up her fork once more. Mimicking my actions to the best of her ability, Mirari clumsily scoops up a large number of noodles. Then she raises her utensil, at which point of the noodles slip off her fork and fall back into the noodle bowl beneath her, and make a big splash, because that's what they do. Luckily, however, a couple of noodles managed to hang to the utensil, and after quickly examining the foreign food one more time, Mirari hesitantly places them in her mouth. Is it good? This is delicious. It's absolutely amazing. How can something this tasty be cooked in such a short period of time? She seriously doesn't know how to use a fork now. You're just hungry. You're exaggerating. I like instant noodles as much as the next person, but at this point, I'm pretty sure you're hungry enough that even stale bread would taste good. Anything tastes good when you're hungry, you know. The moment I finish speaking, a fake grumbling emanates from her stomach. Her face is tinged red as she looks down, silently regretting the unfortunate timing of her body's honesty. Despite her embarrassment, Mirari picks up her fork once more and continues to eat. See what I'm talking about? Anyway, it's perfectly natural to become ravenous out here. Your body burns a lot of calories warming itself up when you're out in the cold. After surviving that snowstorm and sleeping for so long, I'd be surprised if you weren't hungry. Just as Mirari is about to bring her fork to her mouth once more, she suddenly stops. The snowstorm! I hope she's alright. She? No, it's nothing. I was just talking to myself, that's all. Ha ha ha. Clearly hoping to avoid questioning, Mirari quickly brings the fork to her mouth and takes another bite. The moment she does, her lips curl up at the sides, and a joyful smile appears on her face. After a few tries, Mirari has gotten the hang of eating with a fork. Fueled by hunger, she devours most of the noodles in no time at all, leaving little more than water behind. If I'm not careful, she might finish her own portion first and then start all mine. You better not touch my noodles, woman. Once the two of us have finished eating, I grab our bowls and take them into the kitchen. Are you going to wash those? That's the plan, unless you'd like to give them both one more lick before I do. Don't remind me of my shameful behavior. Hunger truly does turn one into a beautiful Wow. Let me try that again. Hunger truly does turn one into a different person. It's fine. I'm not exactly the type of guy you'd expect to find dining at a 5-star restaurant, you know. Be that as it may, I'm not going to ask if I could lick the bowl. Rather than that, I was just thinking that maybe, if you'd like, I could clean them for you? You want to clean the dishes? Mirari nods vigorously. It's the least I could do after you treated me to such a scrumptious meal. Okay then, sure. Look, I'm not going to turn down an offer for help, but do you even know how to clean dishes? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I know something that simple? Mirari tilts her head and gazes at me with an expression of apparent confusion. So forks are new to you, but you know how to wash dishes. Fine. If you say you can do it, be my guest. Yes, I will. Thank you, Bandit. Mirari happily takes my place in front of the sink, which is currently filled with dishes. Displaying unexpected knowledge of human appliances, she carefully turns the handle next to the tap, causing water to flood the sink. She then twists it back the other way in order to stop the flow of water, and finally takes one of the bowls in hand. That's rather surprising. For someone who seemed so skittish for the moment she woke up, Mirari seems to be unexpectedly familiar with human inventions. Maybe half-wolves are more civilized than I thought. I'd always pictured them as wild beasts. So this is a common thing in this world. I don't know where I am or in what time period. I'd always pictured them as wild beasts who ran around naked and hunted with their claws and teeth. Despite that, Mirari has been clothed since the moment she showed up here, and she hasn't done anything particularly strange or unruly. If anything, she's like an ordinary human who's been living in the break society just for a bit too long. As I compare Mirari to an ordinary human being, my mind flashes back to the moment I found her. Cold, pale, shivering, dressed in human clothing, seeking shelter. Apart from her ears and tail, everything about her screams human. While thinking back to our initial encounter, one more thought crosses my mind. Having found her dressed in wet, disheveled clothing, I made sure to remove Mirari's clothes, then wash and dry them before dressing her once more. At that time, even though it was not my intention, I did get a good look at her naked body. I'm sure you did. Yep, just like a human, alright. Wait, what am I thinking? Bad Bandit, get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah, exactly. Just as I pull myself back to reality, Mirari suddenly turns to face me. Okay, all done. Huh? The dishes. I finished clearing them. Cleaning them. I finished cleaning them. I unconsciously turned my head towards the sink. To my surprise, the sink, which was filled with plates and utensils I've been meaning to clean for days, is empty. Days? Wow. All the items which needed washing had been cleaned and placed on the rack to dry. You cleaned everything? Of course. I couldn't just one or two bowls and call it a day's work. Well, I wouldn't have blamed you if you had. Really, you didn't need to do all of that. Don't be silly. I did this because I wanted to, not because I had to. Besides, if I'm going to be staying here, I need to make sure I can earn my keep. What do you mean staying here? Oh, okay then. As long as you're fine with that, I guess. Shuffling off with a bright smile on her face, Mirari quickly disappears into the next room. The moment she does, her words dawn on me and look of confusion creeps on my face. Yeah, I was wondering if he caught that. Wait, staying here? Earn my keep? Mirari was just talking about the night she's already stayed, right? Or is she actually assuming that I'll let her stay another? I look out the window as I come, like, kicking her out. No matter how nice Mirari is, it's against the rules for humans to associate with half-humans in any way. It is? That seems kind of no. Speciest? Is that the right term? Speciest? Anyway. Even though the snowstorm has died down, it may not be over yet. And even if it is over, the snow underfoot is likely to have been dislodged and moved around by the storm, making it dangerous to walk. If one adds to that blistering cold, not to mention her near-death experience, it's clear sending her out would not be a good idea. I can't kick her out, not yet at least. No matter how much I prefer to be alone, I'd be eaten away by guilt if I sent that nice young girl to her death. Besides, it's not like I can't accommodate one more person for a night or two, and I am curious about how half-humans like Mirari live. For now, let's just call this a sleepover, and then in a couple of days when Mirari's feeling better, we'll go our separate ways. I doubt that's going to happen. I doubt that is going to happen. Okay. I finished dusting, tidying up the storeroom, and washing your clothes. Please tell me what you would like me to do next. I stare at Mirari in blank amazement as she announces her productivity with vigor. A short while ago, when Mirari asked if there was anything else she could do, I half-heartedly listed several chores which I had been putting off doing myself. To my surprise, she seems to have completed all the tasks I offered, far more quickly than I would have. You're done already? Yep, I even managed to get the bloodstains out of your yellow shirt. Seriously? I've been trying to get those out for months. How are you good at this? How are you so good at this, Mirari? I don't think I've ever known a human being half as prompt or hardworking as you are. You're praising me too much. I'm really not anything special. Don't sell yourself short, Mirari. Not many people could walk straight into the home of another race and outdo them like this. See, they're calling it a race, but I think it's a species. It's a different species. That's only because I'm used to this kind of work. It's really nothing new to me. That was weird. I raise an eyebrow at Mirari's odd response. You've done this stuff before? Inquire further, leave the matter alone. Inquire further. We might get to a situation. I am curious. Now, we'll leave it alone. That's unexpected, but certainly not unwelcome. If you're willing to help out a little bit, I'd be happy to get your assistance with a few more things. Of course, leave it to me. Whatever chore you throw at me, I'll be happy to... That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. What the fuck? Princess? Mirari freezes as she hears someone shout, seemingly frightened by the voice of the one calling out. Rather than pay her reaction any mind, however, I turn towards the door in irritation. Oh, come on. I chose this place because it's supposed to be away from civilization. Now have I gotten 2 visitors How have I gotten 2 visitors in as many days? When I get my hands on the agent who sold me this place, What the fuck? Princess! God, you are a crazy person. Oh! The moment I open the door, my body is thrown to the floor. I'm barreled over in a heartbeat before I can lay my eyes on the interloper. Ah, shit, what's a big deal, you little wolf girl? My eyes widen in amazement as I spot yet another girl with furry ears and a tail. Yep. I slowly raise to my feet, taking my eyes off her only a second as I close and lock the door. Mirari, is this girl a friend of... Princess! Mirari cowers behind the couch as the new girl shouts at her. Maybe they aren't friends after all. Wait a minute, Princess? Curious about the girl's relationship, I decide to butt out for a minute and allow them to converse. Why did you follow me here? I should have made my intentions perfectly clear. Don't ask stupid questions. You're our princess. Of course someone is going to come looking for you. But it was a blizzard out there. You could have been killed. The same goes for you, princess. How could I not be worried when you suddenly went out in the middle of that storm? I didn't ask you to worry about me. I can take care of myself, you know. Oh yeah, I could totally see that by the fact that you're seeking refuge with a human. How unsightly, our princess boarding with some low-life human. Hey, fuck you. Bandit is not a lowlife, thank you. He took me in when I was cold and hungry. He gave me food and shelter, and none of that would have been necessary if you to just stay with the pack. Whatever this guy's done for you, the fact of the matter is that this situation is a result of your own selfishness. Well, you. You can't just suddenly declare that you're leaving, Princess. It doesn't work like that. I know. I know I shouldn't have left without giving notice, but nothing. You are safe now, and that's all that matters. Now come, let us return and tell your mother the good news. She must be worried sick about you. Fred. Princess? I don't want to go. What? What do you mean you don't want to go back? This is our pack we're talking about. You must return. I'm not going. The hell you aren't. The aggressive half-wolf grabs Mirari by the wrist and forcefully drags her toward the door. Mirari tries to resist, but it's clear that this new girl is much stronger than she is. Before this forceful girl can reach the door, however, and we are going to leave it here for this episode. This has gotten crazy. Just got crazier as it went on. But we met both the wolf girls and Mirari and Fuyu, I guess. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. I will definitely be uploading some more of these, so watch for that soon. And once, like I said in the beginning, I did get a new computer a couple of days ago, so I will be uploading a lot of games. Games that I could not record in any sort of fashion before, just because I could not play them and record them simultaneously without it absolutely running at 5 frames per second. But thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.